Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to Witches and Midnight Margaritas. We're not going to do a spell today.
Oh. We're going to talk about something completely different today.
The spirit world. Yeah.
There's something in my face.
Yeah.
I got a hair in my
It's
face.
the ghost.
I think so.
It's the ghost. The spirit world, it's real.
It is.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. And we've had a couple of people ask us through our years of practice and recently about the spirit world.
Yeah.
And to say that there's a world of just spirits is really bizarre.
Pretty vague,
Because
actually.
because it's all dimensions and things like that. But they're very, very, very real. And they kind of fall into different categories, right? So first would be your ancestors.
Yes, exactly.
So people whose line that you come out,
Come from in the first place.
your mom, your grandma, your great-great-grandpa, all of that.
Yeah.
Because you come from them, right?
Mm-hmm.
DNA is all in there. Ghosts and spirits. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What I would say is if you saw the ghost of your mom, that would be an ancestor. But
Yeah.
if you saw the ghost of someone you didn't know, they're a ghost.
They're a ghost.
They're a ghost
Yeah.
or spirit, right?
Yeah.
Demons.
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 Yes. There's demons too.
Demons exist. Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Yep. Angels.
Angels.
Mythical creatures.
Mythical creatures.
What would that
There's
be?
quite a few different kinds.
Yeah.
Well, there's anything that's really mythical. Dragons, fairies, gnomes,
Sasquatches.
Sasquatches.
That's my ancestors.
There you go.
Sasquatches.
All of those are
Real.
real. Yeah. They're
And
mythical creatures.
And the thing is, people are going to say, no, that's just fairy tales, it's whatever. But 100 years ago, we didn't know how deep the ocean went or what anglerfish were.
Exactly.
There is more mystery in our tiny brains than there is in the universe.
Yep.
So why can't these things be real?
Exactly.
There's a reason that they are passed down in stories and legends and
Legends
all
are
of that.
stories, and a
Mhm.
lot of them are true.
Yeah, it might not be what Hollywood makes them out to be,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean they're any less real.
Exactly.
So there's also deities,
Mm-hmm.
and they're real.
They are.
They're real.
They are.
There's a lot of people that practice witchcraft that still believe in God and still believe in the
They do,
Christian
yeah.
God and Jesus and all that. And then there's people that work with other gods and
darker
goddesses.
side,
Yeah, for sure. There's Hindu gods and goddesses. There's like
Yeah.
over 300
Egyptian,
gods around
yeah,
here.
There's tons of them.
Yeah.
They're from every nationality. There's Irish,
Yeah.
Egyptian, all kinds of them.
The universe is so big and expansive that we as humans have locked ourselves into these little squares.
Boxes, yeah.
And went no. But what if? What if? We also think aliens should be on this list.
Yeah.
Aliens should be on this list. And energy signals, which aren't technically a spirit.
No.
They're just
But-
imprints left
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
them actually.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And these things are all real. All of them are real. They're as real as you are, and as I am, and as the computer screen is that you're looking at to see us.
Exactly.
It's real.
They are. They're all real.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is real.
Mm-hmm.
So don't discredit it as not being real, because they are.
Yeah. So now that we've crossed that big hurdle, I'm going to ask you, can we work with them?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yes. Yes, you can. I'm sure maybe you've had this experience, if you heard about it before, that somebody had a message from their departed grandmother you know, that saved them from certain harm. Or there's lots of people with angel stories, demon stories, whatever else.
There are.
But why wouldn't you be able to work with them? If they're contacting you, they want to work with you.
Exactly.
You
They're
know?
contacting you for reasons.
How would you make contact? Like, say, with your ancestors, how would you make contact with them? What would you do?
Well, you can light candles and meditate and call them to you, actually.
Yeah. Leaving offerings.
You can leave offerings.
Leaving offerings. You'll notice that in a lot of other cultures that aren't, Western white people, they leave offerings for their dead quite often. They'll set a place, especially like on November 1st, the Day of the Dead, or I don't know. I don't know them all, to be honest with you. But it does happen. People still honor their ancestors and leave offerings and leave space for them.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So if you
ever lit a candle for somebody that's passed away?
They do that in churches.
There you go.
Yeah, they do that in churches.
It's an offering.
So if you wanted to work with ghosts or spirits, what would you do? How would you work with them?
Well, I would call them to me, right? Like we can concentrate on them and call them to us.
Yep.
Ask them if they would like to be involved in whatever it was I was doing, because they will or they will not.
Yeah.
Right? So
mostly
that's what I do.
Ghosts and spirits normally won't actually work with you unless they're trying to get their own thing done.
Yeah.
So
that's ghosts and spirits, but deities and
what about demons?
Demons pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. Demons.
If you're doing if you're working on the dark side, probably a little bit, right? That's where they're going to come into play.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So how if you didn't want to work with one, like say you felt haunted or you kept seeing a ghost and whatever, and you didn't want that, how would you deal with that?
Totally don't have to call them. Yeah. To work with you at all.
But I mean, what if not even calling them, but what if they're coming to you all the time?
You can do spells to keep them up at bay. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is what I would do.
You don't have to work with anything.
No, you don't have to.
You can work with just yourself. You can work with a mean old bitch.
Like this one.
Yeah, like that one. So this brings us to our next little thing, and maybe people have heard about it or not, but everybody has spiritual gifts. Absolutely everybody. Whether you think you do or not, you have a spiritual gift. And they're called the clairs. And you at least have one.
Yeah.
Some people have multiple, and some people deny it till their dying breath, but they have them.
That's right, they do.
So how many do we got? We got cheat sheets tonight. So there's 8 clairs. And the first one is clairvoyant. Clairvoyance. Basically,
sight.
The gift of sight.
Yeah.
You see things. And you see things either spirit-wise or situation-wise. Mediums are quite often clairvoyant, right? And that's cool. And a lot of people that are clairvoyant have been since they were very, very young. Quite often it is an inherited trait, but it doesn't mean that you can't hone a skill anyway.
No. Maybe you don't know that there was that in your family as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because a lot of the time you just don't know.
Maybe there was that one time you foresaw something happening. That means it's hidden in you.
Exactly.
You've got it. Then there's clairaudient,
which is the gift of sound.
I've got that one.
I've got that one too.
Yeah.
I've got sight and sound, actually.
Yeah. Clairaudience is wild because you will hear stuff nobody else hears.
Yeah.
And quite often, it's your name.
Yeah, that's right.
Quite often, it's your name. Like with me, I'll hear, Cleo.
Me too.
Cleo.
Anita.
And I'm like,
and you look around
what?
and you're like,
knock it off.
There's nobody there.
Yeah, just
There's
say what you want to
nobody
say,
there,
damn
but,
it.
Yeah, but tell me what it is you want.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly, right? But a lot of times spirits are trying to get through because they can recognize the gifts that we have here, and they're trying to get through any way that they can, but we don't always recognize it, you know?
No.
So, I mean, it's just one of those things. Then there's clairsentience, which is the gift of feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not empathy.
No.
It's not empathy. It's just feelings of doom.
Sometimes.
You would have that.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a sense of knowing somebody's there. You feel them there.
Yeah, through
Right.
their emotion.
Yeah.
Through their emotion. It's feeling everything. And it's not the same as empathy, though.
No, it isn't.
It's not the same as empathy. It's a way of recognizing spirits are around through feelings. Then there's claircognizance, the gift of knowing. You just know. Moms are real good at that.
Yeah, they are.
They just know.
They just know.
And there's something about it, they just know. There's stuff with me because I'm a mom.
Yeah.
I just know.
Me too.
I can't
just
tell
know.
you how.
No.
I just do. It doesn't mean it's one of my super honed gifts, right? But you just know. You just know something bad is going to happen. You just know that door better be shut or something's going to happen. You just know, don't drive tonight.
Yeah.
You just know. And with all these gifts, it's best to trust yourself.
Always.
Because we have been trained through the patriarchy and everything else to not trust ourselves, to trust everything else outside of ourselves.
But you need to trust yourself. You really need to trust
Yeah.
yourself. I used to have that with my brother when he was alive. I used to know whatever was going on with him.
Yeah.
He's now passed, but we had that connection.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you just know. And we're just going to keep going and then we'll double back. So, clairsalience, the gift of smell. That would be wild. I don't have that one.
I don't have that one either.
Like, there's just, you guys smell perfume? You smell candy?
Yeah.
And it's like, there's no way,
Yeah.
right? Clairsalience. Then there's clairgustance, the gift of tasting.
I don't have
Could
that
you
one
imagine in the middle of nowhere? It's like garlic.
either. Yeah. Just tasting. Yeah.
Yeah, like that would be weird. I've never heard of that one. Like I've never met anybody that had
No.
clairgustance, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Then there's clairtangency, the gift of touch. That's where you can touch something and know.
Yeah.
You know, you can touch things and know where this item has been, what's happened to it.
Yeah.
Through touch.
I don't have that one.
I've met someone with that. That's wild. That's really wild. And then there's clairempathy, which is the gift of emotion. Now, what I have come to learn is that a lot of people will say they're an empath. It's almost like a trend. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm an empath. I'm an empath.
I just, no, yeah.
Most people that think they're an empath aren't.
No.
And I know I sound really insensitive right now, but I'm not sorry. Because a lot of people that think they're empathic are just really good at reading a room.
Yeah.
And are just really good at knowing what's going on because of childhood trauma. And their survival techniques have been with them this whole time. So they're like, gotta get out of here. Someone walked in and you picked up on it. It's not it's a way of being empathetic, I guess, but it's not having true empathy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's not to downgrade it, because people that live in survival mode like that, that's wild. That like being able to read a room and read people like that, like stranger danger, I'm out, right? And then there's other people who don't have traumas and are walking around all oblivious to dangers around them because they don't know how to read a room, read the energy.
Yeah.
But true empaths can feel everybody's emotion. They can feel departed people's emotions.
Yeah.
The sadness,
Yeah.
the joy, the anger. They can feel it.
All of it.
Yeah, and that takes a lot of training to control because it's really overwhelming
Yes.
for true
It would
empaths.
be, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's none of these are better than the other. Gifts are gifts. If you have the gift of clairgustance and you can taste things, that's wild.
Yeah,
Own
that
it
is
up.
what-
There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
You know what I mean?
absolutely not.
We have spent forever as women and marginalized people being pushed down and denied our gifts. We have to toe the line. You know, we have to walk the straight and narrow, and we have to stay barefoot and pregnant, or, you know,
Whatever the case may be.
whatever the
Yeah,
case may
yeah,
be. Be
yeah.
good, be nice, be sweet. Shut your mouth.
No.
It squashes our spirit out of us, and we are all so gifted. And I'm not saying men aren't gifted, by the way. I've known a lot of fantastically
Yes.
gifted men.
Me too.
But I'm just saying, as in the evil patriarchy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So when it comes to the spirit world, I would encourage everybody to do their own kind of, I don't want to say the word research, but I guess it would be kind of
Kind
research,
of is research in a way.
to figure out what your gifts are. You probably already know.
Yeah.
You probably already know, right? But do some research on your gifts and figure out how to hone them. And then when it comes to the spirit world, figure out what you believe. Because if you don't believe in mythical creatures and demons and Jesus and ancestors, I don't know what to tell you. But these things exist.
They do. Absolutely.
They exist.
Do. Yeah.
And we don't know if things are good or bad because things just are.
Yeah. Sometimes that stuff comes to you in dreams.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
So if you're dreaming about someone in particular, it could be somebody that's passed away. That's actually contact.
Yep.
So
yep.
Don't disclose it as just a dream. It's actually contact.
Yep. If you're somebody that's fearful of these things and you're just not ready, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay, because we're all walking our own paths. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everyone, like, it seems like, wants to put the world in black and white, good and bad. It's not valid.
No, it isn't.
It's not valid.
No.
We're all human.
There's all gray
mostly.
areas in there. There's gray areas.
Yeah, it's all gray areas. And who's to say that demons are all bad and angels are all good? A book written by men that say it's from God?
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
No.
Who's to say your ancestors are good or they're bad? Who's to say mythical creatures are good or bad? Nobody. It just is. And as soon as we accept what is, we can proceed past that point.
Exactly.
They're good
it's just an acceptance.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. It exists.
Mm-hmm.
It exists. We're going to show you in some upcoming videos how we not deal with, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
Take the belt
Work
to them. Yeah. How we work with different entities and stuff like that. And, all of that stuff. Because then you can make decisions for you.
That's right. Exactly.
We've worked with quite a few things through
really,
the years.
If you didn't want one around, you could tell them to go away.
Yeah, you can tell them.
Just say go away.
Yeah.
I don't want any part of this.
Yeah.
You can do that too.
Yeah. So until next time, we are going to be starting a little series on the clairs and honing your gifts and delving more into the spirit world. We're having a really good time doing spells and whatnot first, but we've sat and thought about what we feel we need to do going forward when it comes to what people need to learn.
How can we can help you?
Yeah.
How we can help you?
Yeah.
To learn some of that stuff too.
Yeah.
Right. You do have to do your own research, but
always.
Yeah.
Always.
This way, it's just a matter of
Trust
giving
you.
a little bit of information.
Research the things we say. You don't have to trust us.
No.
Who the hell are we?
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyways. Ghosts are real.
They are.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night.
Stay magical.
Stay magical.